When you're in crisis, something really sudden is happening. What is most important to you? There's an enormous fire going on very close to our home. It doesn't look like we'll need to be evacuated, but some of our friends have been evacuated, and all around there's smoke and ashes and helicopters and airplanes bringing in water. Over 15,000 acres have burned up in less than 36 hours, and it's only 5% contained. So all of a sudden, it's like, wow, what's important to you? If your home is in danger of burning up and you only have a short period of time, what are you going to take? What's most important? What are your precious belongings? So this is a question for you to contemplate and reflect on, as we all are. Fire is an amazing thing. I lived in Topanga, where there were a lot of fires. And one year there was an enormous fire, and my home became the command center. I had firemen living there for several days. And one night, as I was talking to the fire chief, he said something fascinating to me. He said, fire is a living entity. It has consciousness. Wow, think about that. It wants to live. It wants to grow. It wants to expand. It wants to consume. And we learn to contain the fire. Okay, you can consume this land because it doesn't have property on it. But we're going to build a containment so it can't jump over our fire lines and burn down houses. So it's a fascinating thing, especially because right now I'm really looking at containing my energy. Where do I want to contain my energy? I'm learning a lot about discernment, where to put my time and my attention and my energy, looking at the ways that I've dissipated it in the past. And so I want to ask you, if there's a fire burning inside of your life, if there's a metaphorical fire, what is it? And what comes to mind when you think about what's most important to you? What's most precious? What are your precious thoughts, belongings, belief systems? And certainly, what are your precious items, objects? And most of all, what are your precious relationships? My wife passed away 3.5 years ago, very suddenly, right here in the home where I live. I held her as she died, and it happened fast. She had a brain tumor and went from being healthy to gone in a very short period of time, about 2 weeks from the time the headache started. And I only had 3 days from the time that the doctor told me that it was terminal before she died. And so it was an amazing opportunity to really reevaluate how quickly life can change. And I'm sure all of you watching this have had earthquakes or fires or sudden illness or even death. Life can turn on a dime. And so I ask you, what's most important to you? I know what's most important to me are my relationships. I'm so grateful for the many friends that I've loved and have loved me. I'm very grateful for my closest relationships now, Emily, and the people I get to collaborate with in the Love Coach Academy, my clients, my friends, of course, my dogs. And I'm grateful that I'm in good health, and I'm grateful for the gift of life. Namaste.